Hi guys, welcome to my home. Welcome into my office. This is like a collection of favorite things over a lot of years. One trick we did here is we did Dick Blick paper, just large pieces. These are hand marbled and I bought enough to fill this whole wall. I wanted it to look like you opened an old book here behind the bookshelves. And then I've got just all my favorite design books loaded up in here when I'm looking for inspo. It's a really easy place to come in and think. We've got a lot of light, and so I went really dark on the walls. We've got a Rocco lamp, which I love this shape so much. And then these are prototypes of something that we're developing for folks. It reminds me of being in art class when I was in middle school. We used the cone, the sphere. You learn how to sketch shapes. These are all out of marble, and I think they're going to be stunning on a mantle or bookshelves. One trick is if you have a lot of open storage, we all have stuff that we need to hide. So I love a box so that we can hide all those extra office supplies and just little things, notes, love notes, Post-its, whatever, but these are all filled with treasures, and I think they stack up really nicely on a whole bunch of books. This is the living room. This is like part of the first reaction and first way to welcome people into our home. If they're not going to stay for very long, we easily come in here and sit down and have a conversation. And we have a fireplace, so it's really fun in the winter. Couple other prized pieces in the living room are these originals from Susan Habel. She's a fine artist out of Georgia. But when I went through her showroom and these were hanging, and I was like, oh, can I buy these? Like, where do I get them? And she said, oh, these are originals. We're not selling those. We're taking them back with us. And I was like, Susan, what would it take for me to be able to live with these? And she said, well, if they're for you, I'll sell them to you. And I was just so thrilled. I designed the whole room around these because I knew that they were coming, and I just love them. I think of her when I see it. I love the loose line work, that it's not too serious, and it's got this deckled edge. They're just easy to look at. I think they're brilliant, and I love Susan, so they just make me happy. My favorite piece in here by far is this Thomas O'Brien secretary. I love it so much. In the bedroom, a few favorite things are this bed. It's called the Chamber Bed by Marriott Himes Gomez. I wanted to stretch myself, so I made it in this beautiful plum color, and I haven't regretted it since. In fact, I also have a chair that has a purple mohair on it, and it just feels really restful and dreamy. A few years ago, I was vintage shopping, and I saw this piece on the wall in North Carolina, and I stopped, and I was like, I can't move because somebody might come and take it, but it's so high, I couldn't get it down. So I was like, Suzanne, go get the guy and have him come over here. I was thrilled to get it. I think it looks fantastic with the bed. The bedroom drapes are one of my favorite things in the whole house. I was at this old fabric show house in Utah. They had a bolt of this, and I think there was 26 yards on the bolt. And I saw it, and there's these big faces. They look like Romans, and I was like, I don't know what it's gonna be. It could be a sofa, it could be anything, but I had to get it. And I bought the whole bolt, never knew what I was gonna do with it, moved into the house, still didn't know what I was gonna do with it. And then one day I was like, I feel like my bedroom needs a real slap in the face. And I had enough left over to do a Roman in my primary bath, and I just think it's exactly what the room needed. My favorite thing in the bathroom is this sit-down vanity. I think having a place to sit and do your makeup is such a luxury, especially with a window right there. Then you get all the natural light on your face. You know what's happening with your eyebrows, and if you need to pluck a stray hair. I just think we need to know the truth. So this is such a nice way to wake up. I love the morning ritual of sitting and doing my makeup. Everything is in these pencil drawers, and I can just close it all away. And then I stand up and get my hair done. Easily a favorite piece of mine is our Beatrice brass etagere. And etagere is a French word. It just means it's like a little petite open shelf, and solid brass body. We have 3 shelves to play with. Guys, I change this all the time. I love it. But this is like my last my last step before I go out the door. So I'll usually grab some earrings, spray perfume on, and grab my clutch, and then out I go. So this is the last look. In the kitchen, one of my favorite things is this kitchen island. I love the way the legs came out. You can see the island portion ends here, and we extended it all the way to here and just have it floating on this brass base. And it's really nice because you can pull a bar stool around and stick it in here, and the conversation is much better. Being able to talk to each other rather than just sitting all in a line. It's hard to have a conversation like that. So this is often what we do, but it can go any which way. I love the depth of this. It made the kitchen feel much grander than ending the island where it was intentionally supposed to end. And I love the big square. Most islands are a rectangle, and the depth of it has just been so nice. We'll do buffets this way, and then people can still eat here. If I'm making cookies, I'm often on the side of the island. It's just been a workhorse, and I love it. Countertop is called Macaubus quartzite, and it's got like kind of a contemporary feel to it with the line work, but still feels classical. A favorite feature in the kitchen is my fridge. These are panel front doors, and I thought, well, if they can be anything, let's really make them something. So we put antique mirror in the back of this fretwork, and it really brings the light in and balances it around and makes us feel like we have a window over here too. The reflection's really nice. Also, if you have something caught in your teeth after dinner, comes in handy. I love this eat-in area. We can fit so many little bottoms on this thing. It's only a 60-inch round table, but we've had as many as like 10 people at it. In the great room, we've got the Theodore sideboard. I love this piece from our collection. It's white oak, so it worked into this beach house of mine. One trick that I love is if you don't mount your TV and if you just set it right on a console, then you can work behind it and layer something, which helps a really big wall like this feel a little bit more focused and not so blank. So I have these Capistrano seaweeds, and they're not so interesting that you care that you're blocking it with a TV, but they give movement, they give a feeling back to the room, and I think the layering looks really cool. Another favorite part about the great room is the view out the back windows. I feel like I live in a tree house because we're up a second story back here and it's all treetops. This is the mud hall. So this is like our front door. We come in, we toss our keys, we put our sunglasses down, and we have plenty of storage here in our chest, a rod to hang up our coats. It's small, but it's efficient. And we have our antique mirror here so we can make sure we button up our coats right in the winter. And also just like one last look before we leave. In the powder bath, we like to do bigger things in small spaces to add interest and to make them feel a little bit more exciting to go in for guests. So we use a really small floor tile. This is a 2x2 marble. We wrap the walls in what looks like a silk with a strié in it. And then I just put in some curious things. Really tall bookshelf to stretch the eye. We've got this mural that walks the whole wall back here. And then we use an interesting mirror. This is red chagrin. I put a floor lamp in here, an old trunk, some design books. You can do cute little things for guests like tiny soaps and just have a really good time. One thing that I really wanted when I built this house was a center hall table. And we couldn't make it happen at the front of the house where most people's happen. So the architect made this moment, this little alcove out of the stairs to wrap down and give me a landing so that I could have my center hall table moment. I have something to just kind of futz around and style with. A pair of ottomans are nested underneath, and I always have a scent burning here, kind of wafts throughout the house, and I just love it. One of my favorite views is over here looking back at the house. I love the hydrangeas. I love this little porch moment. I always wanted a covered porch, and I really love this little round window, this little pitch, and then I did kind of a naughty thing, and I hung an indoor fixture outdoor on my porch. But I'm here to say you can do it. It's been 10 years and it's still going great. And I just love this little moment. It feels so cottagey and quaint, and I love the idea of girlfriends coming over and just hanging out in the summertime. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by. It was so fun to have you here. Thank you for being fans of Alice Lane and watching this whole video of my house. And if you're interested, we'll put the shoppable items in a little collection for you and you can check it out.